everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. So I started this video and I had a whole bunch to show you before the video, and I did that. And then I separated it into two videos. Well, I'm just recording this now because that was going to make the other one too long. So if you want to see a couple of color combinations, and I might get to some more, lots of demonstrators do it. So the longer it takes me to do it, the more likely you are to find that somebody else has already done it. But I am going to show you some products from the upcoming annual catalog. This begins in May. If you are a demonstrator and you went to On Stage, then we have stuff now. If you are a demonstrator and didn't attend On Stage, you can start ordering in April. If you can't wait till May and you want to sign up under me to be a demonstrator, I'd be happy to send you that information. But this is the catalog of products that I'm using now, although I'm going to throw a couple of things in it. I do want to tell you, since you might not watch both videos, that what I have coming up, I'm getting Club out, and then I'm getting the latte class out. So if you're in the latte class, I'm going to get that next week. I have to do my taxes, which is the giant awfulness, in the room, because I'd rather be stamping. Next year I am paying an accountant. This is the last year I'm doing it myself. And I'm going to do several more videos. I don't know how many new things I bought. I bought a lot. I probably won't get to everything, all of the sneak peeks, but I'll get to several more of those. And then I'm going to switch gears. I might throw in a couple of online exclusives, and starting at least April 1st, maybe a couple of days before, I am going to do a 40% off and more series. So anything that is featured on the last chance list that goes on sale April 9th. That way, if I start like the 1st, it gives you some days to finalize those lists. And I'm going to have a special myself on April 9th. So make sure you are on my email list to find about that. But I'm going to be doing all projects that feature those. I may mix some new stuff in with them, because just because one catalog ends and one catalog begins, it doesn't mean we can't use all the stuff together, right? So that's where I'm going to go with this. I have posted this. This was the first card I did, and I will be opening up registration for my Try It class. So when you do that class, you'll do 10 projects along with me over video. You'll get to see all the new papers, all the new embellishments, all the new ribbons, and then a selection of punches, dies, folders, that kind of stuff. So it's a super fun class. That will open probably next week. I let my Card Club girls join first. So for this one, I am going to use the Unbounded Love. Well, that's what happens when you stick a bunch of stuff on top of your stamps that are on your sticky stuff. So this is the Unbounded Love stamp set. I have not made any of the cards yet, because when we pre-order, we have a limit on what we can get. And I would also like to be able to use some of this for the Try It class. So I'm going to create as we go. Here are the dies. The dies, I love the words in this. They're great words. But these are also the dies. I have 2 cards ready, and we may do 3. We'll see how we go. Then I'm going to use some new papers. So let's do, I'm going to show you the papers that I'm kind of using. I'm not using this one on the first card, but this is the Textured Metallic, which is a new paper. So you can see it is in the gold, the silver. I can't get it out of here. And a copper. Well, maybe you'll have to believe me about the copper. There we go. So you can, I don't know if on video it picks it up. It does have a really pretty slight texture to it, which is nice on the foil. It helps hide fingerprints, or it helps hide if your cut and emboss machine has a little bit of scratches on the plate. And then this, I don't remember the name, and I have since taken the paper out, is beautiful. We'll call it the beautiful paper. Isn't this pretty? It's not double-sided, it's just one. So these are the 2 pieces I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this one here that has the Petunia Pop. Is that the name of it? Yep, Petunia Pop. So I've cut a 4 by 5 1/4 section out of that, and then here's the Petunia Pop. And then this one here, I'm not going to use a new color. This is Old Olive. Oh, no, Wild Wheat. And you can see I've trimmed another section out of it. I will also have coming up either a video or definitely in my email of things that will be retiring that are not on sale, like the distressed gold paper. The vellum paper, I haven't checked on some of the other papers. Those I've just noticed. And it makes me very, very sad that those two are leaving because I use them all the time. So I will do a little thing before that the rest of the stuff goes on sale, because sometimes people wait, and the reason it's not on sale is because there's not as much of it. And you don't, if it's something you have to have, like I may get a couple of packets of distressed gold. Before the shimmery white went away a couple of years ago, my daughter and I bought packs and packs of it, and now it's almost gone because we used it to create her wedding invitations. But I'll probably do the same with the distressed gold and some vellum. So this is the Petunia Pop. There was a shipping error with everybody who ordered the first couple of days. So my stamp pads are actually coming today. I ordered them, they just didn't make it into the box. But that's okay because I have my Stampin' Write markers. So I'm gonna use those. I just have some white cardstock for this one. Let's do this one. So you could actually do two colors if you wanted. With the marker, it makes it easy. I'm just gonna use the brush tip. These are the new in color markers. So this says Faith. I have not used these, so we'll see if it's better to stamp and cut, or if I should have cut my frames out and then stamped. Because you know, when they're photopolymer stamps, you can kind of do it either way. Sometimes the first time you use a photopolymer, especially when you know you're some of the first people to get them, there's still a little bit of oil from the machine where it made the stamps. So if your ink doesn't stick, just clean it off. That's pretty good though. So there's that. This will go on my Petunia Pop card. And then for my other card, I pulled out the metallic gold. And for this, I'm going to use Versamark. And I just have the happy birthday. And I hope it fits. I have a couple of options. Actually, there are options for both. Because since I haven't played with these yet, I'm not 100% certain which ones fit on which. I'm gonna stamp with Whisper White. You could use Versamark. Whisper White tends to be not quite as slippery as Versamark, and because I'm going to emboss on the slippy paper, I just don't want this to move around. So let's stamp this in the middle. It's way less slippery. Versamark just tends to be slippery, so since it's gonna be covered up anyway, it doesn't matter which color. And then I'm gonna do gold. So it'll look more like it's been embossed with an embossing folder as opposed to heat embossed. Isn't that pretty? So let me heat set this. There's a few stray little speckles of embossing powder on it. But because the paper's textured, it's not nearly as obvious as when it's the flat. I have no place to put that. So let's cut these out and we'll see, pull this over here and then we'll kind of decide which dies we want to use. So first I have, move all these where I can see them. I know I want to do this one on here, and that's going to fit. It's always tricky when you're using a paper that's been heat embossed, because you can see now it has texture. I want to make sure this one goes through first, because that little skippy thing that it can do when it jumps in an embossing folder, this will stop it. Then it comes with two of these little matching things. I'm just going to do one because I'm going to let the paper be really pretty. I have the other one out in case we want to go back and add it. Then for this, these are the two options I had. I have these or I have these. So let's decide. I kind of want to see what this one looks like. Does the Faith fit in it? If it does, yeah. So I'm going to go with that. There. Get all this stuff straight. And then I'm going to do this I'm gonna put it down towards the bottom so I can mount the faith part up there. So let's get all this on here straight. Now, when you've lined all your stuff up, if you have problems with it moving, then just cut this one first. They don't all have to be on here at once. I want to try to do it at once. So here's a couple of tips for you. Make sure your plate is pulled all the way out. Give one last little look at everything. It all looks pretty good. And then you can't do this. You can't put your plate on and move it because that moves everything. Your plate needs to go straight down. So just put it up here at the top and then straight down, and then you can kind of grab everything and then hold on to it until it has gone through the machine. Once upon a time, I always gave die cutting tips, but then I felt like y'all had to watch me die cut over and over. So a lot of times I do it off camera now. So one pass should be good on these, and then let's see how great they look. You can also see that, oh no. Well, there you go. That didn't work. So this is why I normally cut them out first. So we'll do that. And I embossed that for no reason because I didn't know that was just going to be a frame. I wonder if it's happened on the others too. Let's see if this is a frame. Yep. That's okay. We can make that one work. This one's going to need some help. Let's see if it has, it doesn't have an oval. That looks like it's the insert. So we're gonna come up with something else. Nothing like learning on the fly, huh? It's part of the reason I stopped doing Facebook Lives. But okay, so let's see what we can do to fix this. Because obviously this is beautiful. This not so much. Let's see if this one looks like it is. I think this one will work, but here's what we're gonna do. We are going to test it. This is what I normally do when I get dies, is I run them all through to see what they're gonna do. We just need to do half. So let's test it and see what it's gonna do. Nothing like wasting some of your brand new metallic paper, eh? Send this through. See that little slide thing I did? You can't do that when you don't want your things to move. Let's see if this gave us a frame or an oval. Yeah, it gives a frame too. But perhaps, can this go over it? No, it's still gonna be yucky, so we have one more option. This is gonna cut this kind of frame. I should have cut them all and then I'd be able to tell you what they did and I wouldn't be doing this. This looks like it's gonna do the same thing. So let's see. You like this little choose your journey with me? We'll add this and it looks like it's just gonna be a frame too. I love these dies, but we're gonna have to figure out how to get our words in there, right? Because if this just does a frame, but it looks like it cuts a clear oval. Oh, maybe it does do the whole thing. Yes, there we go. So let's see how this, if it fits over the top of it. A little bit. Okay, let me reheat emboss that, cut it out, and then we'll see our options after that. All right, so I've done it. I ran it through the scallopy one. My paper wasn't quite wide enough because, you know, that's how I would normally kind of test a card, to see how big it had to be. But that's okay because I want to put this over the top. So it's going to kind of hide that. And then we also have our little gold things here. So let's do our pink card first. Our Petunia Pop. Let's go ahead and stick. So we have this. And we have this. So I know what I would like to do. Let's put this on. Then we're also going to see if that ribbon can be deconstructed or if it's just a straight up ribbon because I haven't played with it yet. So I'm going to put this here. It's going to go on the card. My stamping could be a little bit better on that too. I should have, you can clean your stamp off. Now I have, it's just not my stamping kind of day, girls. Guys, I know some guys watch. Now here is the ribbon. Let's see if we can deconstruct it. Oh, look, we can. So we'll do a little bit longer than what we need. Let's go about that far. So my Try It class, I tried to count how many ribbons there are, but this catalog's arranged a little bit differently. So sometimes there's stuff that's kind of hiding in plain sight. It's not all like there's all the ribbon, might not be on the ribbon page. So a lot of times you get, between all 10 projects, you get all the ribbons. But if there's more than 10 ribbons, sometimes like the in color ones, you don't get all the colors. So we'll see once I get a little bit more time to kind of play with that. So just pull this out. Open it back up. The one I did yesterday, which was, or the day before this one, the beige ribbon, it kind of pulls apart. It looks like it's the exact same ribbon. So this should be pulling. I might just have a place in it where it's, let's start again. Sometimes if you see somebody else deconstruct ribbon and yours won't do it, it's just kind of jammed in on itself and it's just ribbon and you just lost that much. So just start over. Yeah, there we go. Much better. And then put this on here. Sometimes in club we've used this piece too. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm not going to save that. But if you come up with a way to use it, then save it. I'm going to add a little stripe here to add our ribbon. The birds are singing. Can you hear it? It's a little long still, so I'm going to tie a knot. It's very cold outside, but the birds are singing. Apparently they know that spring is supposed to be coming. Let's stick that down. And then let's grab a dimensional. Pop this little girl up. And then I'll put the embellishments on at the end. Because I'm going to use the same one for both cards. So here is, I want that up a little bit higher so it doesn't look like it was supposed to be straight. There we go. Super simple card. Between this paper and this stamp set and dies, you could make a really nice set of gift cards to give to somebody. So here we have our wild wheat. Let's flip this over. And two totally different color combinations between the petunia and the wheat. For all of you that love the pinks and the blues, there's people like me that love the browns and the yellows and the golds. So let's stick this on. So this ribbon is retiring, but look, it's beautiful. So if you're still trying to piece together an order of what's retiring, my recommendation is first look at the list, regardless if it's on sale. I don't know if this is on sale, because if it's not and you want it, then most certainly get it, right? And then if there's stuff that your list is too long or you're kind of on the fence about, go back then and look at the stuff that's 30, 40, 50, 60% off. And tie a bow in this one because I have lots of this ribbon left. I think it was one of our club months. And this is a happy birthday one. So this one is more, I don't know, sympathy, not necessarily sympathy. Maybe somebody you know is sick or they're having a hard time. That's where this would be. And I feel like bows are a little bit more celebratory. So that's why I didn't put a bow on the other one. Let's add our ribbon. And then hopefully we'll be able to put our little happy birthday thing in. Yeah, we will, because I'm not going to put it next to the ribbon on this one. Fold this around. I used way too much ribbon. It's funny, on this ribbon, I just have a little bit and it's brand new. And so I was super careful. This one is going away and I have a lot. So I used way too much. Is anybody else like that? And normally I would put, 5, 7 embellishments on a card. These are going to get the far more typical demonstrator of 3 because I don't want to use them all up on my samples. And since I've made 2 cards, so I'm going to stick this on here. We may have to pull out the liquid glue to get this on. So I would highly recommend that when you do this, if you know it's going to cut like that, to use the adhesive sheets. get a little bit. It doesn't take a lot of this glue to hold it down. Just going to put it right over the top. And with the glue, the nice thing is you can kind of move it around. Hold that on there a second. And then we have these, which I'm going to use partly to cover up where I cut. Yeah. We'll do it like this. Make sure there's some glue up here. Put this one here. Then we have this little one. And remember, there's two more. I should have cut the other two when I was recutting the gold. So I've got those two little places that I didn't cut exactly right. This will get them all. I do need a bigger stamp to do that. Or block. There are a couple of block sizes, 3, that are retiring. So if there's particular block sizes that you are highly invested in, then make sure to check those. I don't think they're on sale. The case for them is also leaving. Let's stick this back on, and then we'll get our embellishments. You don't want your glue to sit too long, the fine tip glue, because see, it's already got a little seal on the top, and I didn't have it open that long. It also matters how dry it is in your house. Like right now, my furnace is running, so it kind of sucks the air out of it. So for the embellishments, I'm going to use these. I think they're not part of the airplane. I don't remember what set they're part of. They're basic gray and smoky slate. So at first I was gonna like get gold and pink, and then I thought, well, you know, this is kind of sympathy card. Let me clean up my mess here so you can see what I'm doing. But if you notice the background of these papers, even though I did gold with this, the back of it is silver. So I think these are gonna look really pretty with it. Again, you're creating on the fly with me. So pull these out. Isn't that pretty? And I think it kind of subdues this one down a little bit. And on this one, I think it's going to kind of really pop with the gold. So I'm just going to do 3. Like I said, I would normally do at least 5, and often I do 7. But because I don't want to use all these up, I'm going to do a little bit less. So here's this one. Super simple card. Love the dies. I love that they're frames. Not all of them are labels. And then here's the ones I didn't use, were those 2 I pulled out. And then there's some more leaves. And then, of course, there was another set of those leaves. So they do coordinate nicely with that. I will take a picture of the stamp set for those of you that don't have a catalog yet, and put it on my website so you can see that. So we have this. Those are all set. And these I'm just going to use these lighter ones. I might have to use 5 because this is just kind of calling out for 5. So if you haven't seen me before, my theory on embellishments is I know so many people like have them left in their drawers. They just have half-used packets, a third used packet, a 3/4 of a used packet. And then that makes you sad because you have embellishments that you haven't ever used. If you put them on the card, it makes not only you happy when you do this and you see so many on the card, but it also makes whoever is getting the card feel like, wow, that's 3. Look at the difference between take away 2 of these and that. And most of you are not ever in the danger of running out of embellishments, right? I'm going to pull this over just a little bit more. Cover up that. Nobody else is probably going to notice that that has a little nick out of it, but it's all I can see at the moment. So here's the Wild Wheat version. Remember that ribbon is retiring. And then the new in colors are this. I don't recall if there is a new, it doesn't seem like there's a new set of these in colors of ribbon. I'll put that in my blog article because that does make a difference for some of you if you have a favorite current in color and there's not going to be any ribbon for it. I can't remember. I've looked at too many catalogs. I've been doing the retiring and the sale and this stuff. But make sure you're on my email list. It'll keep you all up to date with everything that's going on. And next time, I am not going to create on the fly. I'm going to create it before I do it. Everybody have a great one. Bye.